Good morning, kids. Mr. Wyatt here for another episode of Socially Distant Sunday School. And today I'm here in my office at the church. And our Bible lesson today is from the book of Psalms. It's from chapter 139, verses 1 through 12. And this Bible lesson for today teaches us that God knows everything about us. In fact, the verse starts by saying, God, you know everything about me. And the person who wrote this psalm wrote all these ways in which God knows everything about us in our hearts, in our minds, and everything we do. He even goes as far to say, God, where can I go to get away from you? I can't go up in the sky or down into the sea. I can't go anywhere to get away from you. You see everything that I do and that I think and that I believe. And this reminded me of one of my favorite games to play. I thought we could play it this morning. It's hide and go seek. Do you all know how to play hide and go seek? Have any of you played the game Where's Waldo? Well, today, we're going to play a different version of it. We're going to play Where's Mr. Wyatt around here at the church. So, I want you to watch carefully and point out if you think that you see Mr. Wyatt somewhere here around the church. Are you ready? Let's go. So that was a fun game of Where's Mr. Wyatt? And I don't know if you noticed, but I'm not very good at hiding. I'm too big and tall, and I'm not any good at squeezing into little tight places so that nobody can see where I'm at. And just like I'm not very good at hide and go seek, many of us try to hide from God, and we're not very good at that either. Now, we don't try to hide where God can't see us like we do in the game of hide and go seek. But we try to hide things about ourselves from God, acting like God can't see those things, and God thinks that we're perfect, that we're the best Christians ever, that we never make mistakes, and that we're just like God, so that God will love us more and give us more of what we might want from God. And that's not a very good game to play with God either. That's why in our Bible lesson today, the person who wrote this psalm is trying to teach us that there's nothing that we can hide from God. We may think that we have to hide from God, that we may get really angry sometimes, even when we know we shouldn't, because we want to be like Jesus and show people love instead of getting angry. But we don't have to hide that from God. We may think that we need to hide from God that we're scared or don't know what's going on in our lives and have to act like we just totally trust God all the time and don't have any questions about what's going on in our lives. And we don't have to hide that from God either. So, just like I'm not any good at hiding, remember that we're not very good at hiding either. We're not very good at hiding from God. And we need to trust God. And we need to let God see everything in our lives. We need to ask for God's help with those things that we might be struggling with. And we need to trust that there is nothing that we can do to make God love us any more than God already does. We don't need to be perfect to get God's love. Jesus loved us so much that he gave up his life for us. Not because we're perfect, but just because God loves us so much. So there's no reason to hide from God that we might not be perfect people. We can trust that God will always love us and always help us with everything that we have in our lives. I hope that you all will be honest with God this week, be honest with each other in your house and in your families and with your friends. And I hope that you all have a great week, and I can't wait to see you all again at Socially Distant Sunday School next week. Bye!